Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Technologos podcast. Today is a special day because we have a special guest with us from Portugal. It's Anastasia Mazur from My Madeira Island. Let's give her a call. Okay. And there she is. Hi. Hi, Anastasia.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. And I can see you very well. That's great. Welcome to Technologos podcast. It's great to have you here with us. Maybe we can start by sharing a few details about your organization and the work you do.
Of course. So we are the association that is called My Madeira Island, and we are based on the island of Madeira, obviously. We work in the area of non-formal education, both with young people and adults, and our projects focus on the areas of environmental learning, digital skills, and also a little bit of media literacy and critical thinking.
Very nice. And we have 3 projects together. We completed Mindland, which is an application about mindfulness. And we started working on EcoGaming recently. So maybe we can start talking about the idea behind EcoGaming.
Yes, so we are very happy and excited about this project because we enjoy it a lot. The EcoGaming project is a blend between environmental learning and gamification and digital tools. We use the approach of gamification, of creating a board game, to bring the complex and, let's be honest, sometimes boring topic of environment to young people in an exciting and interesting format so that they engage with the topic and start caring more about it.
Which is basically what we need to do because this generation has very short attention span most of the time. So we have to capture their attention and make sure that they digest the material that we deliver.
Yes, exactly. Capture their attention and bring it in the format that is familiar to them, in the way of a game, in the way of the board game specifically in this project.
Yes. And in Mindland, for example, we had one big application that incorporated meditations in it, some more interaction via dialogues and narratives. And now we have an actual board game. So we will have a printed version and a web extension.
Yes, exactly. So we aim to create a board game that will be in understandable for everyone format, something that you can put on the table, that you can have chips, tokens, characters that will be moved on the board, and they will go through missions and try to save the world. So we will be playing with the magic world of fairies. The board game is going to be called Fairy Fighters. So where the group of fairies will accomplish missions to save the imaginary land of fairyland from cataclysms.
Did this idea about fairies came up in Madeira during the meeting, during the games that I watched online?
Yes, exactly. So we were here with a group of youth workers, or representatives from every team, and we created characters. Some of them were from the fairyland. Some of them were more connected to the real world. There was a gambler, there was an opportunist, but some were very magic characters. And then we were brainstorming what kind of an attractive name would be, because the name, the logo, the colors are playing a huge role in marketing the game to the target audience. So the more attractive, the more relatable the name and the logo and everything is, the more chances that young people will accept this game as something that they want to play rather than they are forced to play. So I think we managed it with the title of Fairy Fighters.
Excellent. And because we mentioned the team, I think it's time to introduce them formally. Let's start with our Italian coordinator.
Yes, the Italian coordinator, the association that is called EMA, they come from the region that is called Avezzano, and it's located not very far from Rome. The association works with young people in their area, which is considered a little bit rural, a little bit mountainous with some cities. And I think they are doing a very good job, even though they are newcomers in the program. They are very passionate about what they're doing, and especially passionate about fairy fighters. There is us in the project, Mamadera Island, that brings the environmental knowledge in the consortium. We have Cyprus Technologos that brings digital competency and also the digitalization and gamification of the whole game, of the whole project. The Cyprus team is responsible for the project website and also the game assistant that will enhance the user experience from the game, that will provide some more quiz questions and scoreboard for the participants, so that everything looks as a big and comprehensive experience for players, especially because young people are already always expecting some digital component in everything that they are doing now. We have a team from Bulgaria that brings in the competency of board game mechanics. These are the geek brains behind the project that created these complex scenarios and algorithms for the whole game. And we have the team from Hungary, from Innovaform, that are responsible for the non-formal education components and the gamification and storytelling for this.
Excellent. Great team. So who is the target audience for EcoGaming?
We prepared this game for youngsters from 15 to 20 years old, but we expect that the game will be actually interesting for a larger audience, for older youngsters and also for youth workers, teachers, the environmentalists, conservationists, anybody that works with young people, anybody that works with the topic of environment and non-formal education. And we generally expect, so far the game has been going well, we just generally hope that this product will be interesting for any audiences. We have had consultancies with professionals in board game creating. What they say is that you never try to create an educational game. You create an engaging game and try to bring the educational knowledge through it in a very smooth and non-obvious manner.
Yes, because most of the times we do develop educational games or serious games, as we call them, and nobody plays them because the fun element is not there.
Exactly. So what we're trying to do with these fairy fighters is to bring some hype in the game.
Yes, and I think we managed to do that. And I can't wait to share the final game with our audience. Now, the third project that we're working on, that is starting soon in Sweden, is Empowering Minds for Human Rights. So maybe we can say a few things about the project first.
So we are at the beginning stage of the project. Not very many things are accomplished. We're very soon meeting in Sweden at the coordinator's headquarters, which is a municipality that manages Swedish islands. And this is especially interesting for me, and I think for people from Cyprus, to see how islands on the north of Europe live, how they work with young people, how they engage, how they keep in touch. Because we all understand that being an island creates a completely different vibe and flows in terms of education, culture, social movement, and so on. So this is an interesting moment for me. And we will get together to see how we can engage young people more in the democratic processes and active participation in their communities.
Excellent. So now, as a final question, if you could create a virtual reality experience to immerse our participants in the world of human rights, what scenes or scenarios would you include and why?
Scenarios to include for young people, I think we would go with something completely imaginary at this point, but unfortunately we understand that nothing is impossible in this world. We didn't expect many things. Recently we didn't expect COVID, we didn't expect war in the middle of Europe, so very many scenarios can turn very possible. So I think we would build some simulation scenarios for young people to imagine something that is going to be their reality unless they make right choices and become more active in their communities right now.
Yes. I can't wait to work on this project. I'm sure it will be a huge success as the other two. And I will see you soon in Sweden.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to see you soon.
See you soon, Anastasia. Thank you.
Thank you.